Hey, Mr. Junker. This is Mr. Bloom. Excuse me. We are looking at your answers. They're real close. It's just a rounding thing. So we're going to talk about the rounding here. Okay. So first of all, I'm pretty sure you did this. Um, we're going to look at number one here, and you can look this up on your submissions. My equation becomes for this is n. Now this is my half r squared sine of a. Now, that's supposed to be an n. Let's make sure that looks more n-ish than h-ish. So here's the deal. This is r. My n is equal to 5, and there are 5 equilateral triangles in there. Because of that, I'm going to go 360 divided by 5 to get 72. Now I got 5, 1/2, 6 squared, sine of 72. The only drag about doing it this way is you can't see my calculator, but we're going to move on and show you anyways. I'm going to do the calculator and try to walk it through. I got 5 times 0.5 times 36 times sine of 72. I've got to make sure my calculator is in degree, and it is. And I hit enter, and I get in my calculator screen 85.595. Okay, now did you notice that when I wrote everything out this way, I didn't use rounded values, intermediate rounded values. I'm just going to round based on my calculator screen. They asked me to round to the 10th, so my answer is 85.6 feet squared. This way I only round once. Your answer showed that you rounded a couple times throughout your problem. You probably did your half r squared sine of a, and then you rounded that value and you multiplied by 5, or you did the sine of a and you rounded that value, multiplied by 36, then divided it by 2, and then multiplied it by 5. So depending on when you round, your rounding can be compounded. You don't want to round in a bunch of times. You want to round once. So you just leave the value in your calculator and enter it like this, the way I've done here. Practice it a couple times so you get better at it. Now here we're supposed to find the regular area, okay, to the nearest tenth of a pentagon with side length 10. And you are super close again, okay? So let's look at what's going on. In the pentagon, I'm going to change colors so you can tell that there's a difference in problem here. I've got a pentagon. Well, that's awfully nice. We've already done the 360 divided by 5, so we got that central angle of 72. But I got to cut that in half because I'm going to make a right triangle that has that central, half that central angle is 36. Now remember, there's on the other side. Every time we do one of these triangles, if I'm going to use this pentagon up here for this, there is an isosceles triangle, and so these sides are the same. Now, that 36 in the side lengths were 10. Since I cut that in half, this is 5 and this is 5, and I'm looking for A. So now, to find my apothem, I've got the tangent of 36 is equal to 5 opposite over adjacent, or in this case, apothem. And the A is equal to 5 tangent 36. And your answer would mean that you've done this before. This is my exact value, and that's what I use in my calculator when I plug it in. So my area of a polygon is 1/2 A N S. So 1/2 my A, 5 tangent of 36 times NS. Well, N is 5 and S is 10, so that's 50. So now 50, half of 50 is 25, 5 quarters is $1.25, so it's 125 over the tangent of 36. So I got my 125 divided by tangent of 36. Okay, and I've got my 172.047. 172.047. Now, you could have made a mistake on this, and instead of going for 172.0 inches squared, I'm not sure if I can get my inches squared in there, instead of doing that, you could have seen that it was 4 and made the mistake that you forgot the 0. So just check what you did with your work, okay? Let's look at this next one. Now in question 3, find the area of the regular polygon below. Now we have round your answer the nearest, oh, radius 5. We like radiuses. Whenever you have a polygon area given a radius has this equation. 1/2 radius squared sine of A. Now, on this one, it's got a name here. Regular polygon, round your answer. It's a decagon. That's a 10-sided figure, so n is 10. My radiuses are 5. 360 divided by 10 is 36. So my A is 36. So I got all the values that I need. So I just pop them in sine of 36. Now, pop that in my calculator. I start on the inside and go 25 divided by 2 times 10 times sine of 36. And I get 73.4731 in my calculator. But I'm supposed to round to the nearest tenth. And that's my tenth. And since that's 5 or higher, I now go 73.5 millimeters squared. Okay. Now I'm going to change colors again. Go back to blue. And we're going after problem 4. Now in problem 4, I've got an 18-sided figure, perimeter is 54. I know each side is 3. That is 54 divided by 18. Okay, so I've got my number of sides is 18. And I got to find A. Okay, well, remember, this is not drawn to scale. I just did this so I can write stuff in there. I've got 360 divided by 18, which is 20. So half of that is 10. So I've got a 10-degree angle there and a 10-degree angle there. I'm looking for my apothem. Half of 3 is 1.5. Oops, excuse me. Let's undo what I just did. My fat finger hit a different button. Hit my pointer here, and we'll get rid of these out of the way. Sorry. There we go. All right, those are out of my way. Now, I want to find the apothem. I know I got a 1.5 for my side. So I've got opposite, adjacent, so I got tangent of 10 degrees, 1.5, that should be equal, over A. And so I've got tangent of 10, excuse me, I'm rewriting the same thing, I should not need to do that. I've got A is equal to 1.5 divided by tan of 10. So I have my apothem. So now my area is 1/2 ANS, and A is 1.5 divided by tan of 10. N is the number of sides, and S is the side length, but I know that perimeter, number of sides times the side length is 54, and I'm just going to pop that in. So now half of 54 is 27, 27 times 1.5, divided that by tangent of 10, and that is 229 in my calculator, 0.68699137. And I'm going to round, and my answer should be 229.7 meters squared. Now I hope those things helped you with your rounding and everything. Just let me know if you have any other questions. Thanks for the email and thanks for redoing that quiz.